have to see that you can be responsible. And 2, you put your hands on me, you got to go.
Right.
That's it. You got to go. The first time, that's it. There ain't gonna be a second time.
Right.
Because you just ain't gonna do it.
Right, because the second time I may not make it.
Right. What would you say is your deal breaker?
My deal breaker is not cheating. Because I feel like, you know,
wow.
It's not cheating. I feel like a lot of people say that. But you know what, though? So many things happen behind closed doors. I'm not a cheater because I don't think it's worth it. But personally, I feel as though guys are going to be guys sometimes. And even though sometimes the little things they do, you consider to be cheating. If you go through their phones, there's going to be some flirt that they said that you're not going to like. And if that's going to be your deal breaker, then I think sometimes you're going to be alone. In my most significant relationship, it was a deal breaker. But you know what? It was the last deal breaker. It was one of those. It was you know.
It was your last straw.
Right, it was my last straw. It was like, okay, you know, you move apart. Certain things aren't going the way you wanted them to go. We're not seeing eye to eye. We're not even trying to see eye to eye. And then the cheating. Right. And then the cheating comes, and then you're not even trying to rectify that. You're still going about your way and telling me whatever. It's just not going to be whatever. So to me, the cheating is, you know, I would say it's a part of life. That's wrong. What I'm gonna say is that my big breaker would be blatant disrespect. Like you have no type of filter. Right. You don't care if I find out. Right. Then obviously our relationship is over.
Right.
Because you know what? Like my friend said on Facebook the other day, and you know what? And it made me cringe. Like, I didn't even know what to say, but she was so right. She said, it's funny how we can tell the truth to our side pieces, but we never tell the truth to the person that we're in love with. And somebody was like, well, because you don't want to lose the relationship that you're in, and the person you don't care about side pieces, they can just go. So I feel as though when you start treating me like a side piece, so you don't care about how I feel, like you're putting it all out there, we're done. You're telling me you don't want me.
The deal breaker is, I would say it will be both the cheating and the domestic, because it's a mental thing for me. When you put your hands on somebody or you cheat on them, it's more than physical, it's mental, because in your mind you didn't love me enough when you did that. So now that's a deal breaker, because I don't feel like you love me enough anymore. Because if you love me enough, I feel like you wouldn't have did it in the first place.
I would have to
that's how I feel about it.
I would also have to say
what got to do with it.
I would also have to say,
I think some people don't think. It's just really just they do and then they think. You know what I mean? Like
but I feel like with the domestic violence, there's no do and then think. You thought.
You did. No, you did.
Because my thing is, something in you lost your respect for me way before you lifted your hand. Something in you lost my worth before you lifted your hand. Because with this, like for example, if I value this glass, I'm not going to be like,
so careful
slap it off the table and be like, I didn't think. No. You want to know why? Because this glass is not going to be available for me to slap it off the table. This glass is going to be put up. This glass is going to be taken care of. So my thing is, if you can, and because I've seen it, you know, I've witnessed domestic violence in my own household with my mom. And you know, and when I could see his way, it was like, you could really do that, but then want to say, I love you. But then, no, you do not. Because you don't know. When you hit somebody, when you put your hand on somebody, you don't know what the outcome is going to be. But at the end of the day, what outcome you do expect is hurt. So you blatantly tried to hurt me physically, which means my safety is not important to you anymore. But you could have killed me. You could have slapped me. I could have hit my head on the corner of something. I'd be dead. And then, I'm sorry. No, you should never just bring me back. So my thing is, don't you ever put your hands on me. And we'll be good. I can get over cheating.
Snap.
I don't agree with cheating at all. I think that's rude, but I do believe things happen. You know, men don't think out cheating like women.
No, you know what? I would say we are very, from the beginning, we've always been seductive. We've always been seductive. So we know how to put on the freedom dress. How to move. I mean, so I'm not going to say I'm gonna say it's every man's fault who cheated because they didn't have the discipline or the willpower to refrain from cheating. But I know as women we can be very seductive.
And not only that, when men cheat, it's really, I do believe it's a physical thing. Some may disagree,
I don't think
but men are visual, and sometimes that's put in front of them, and it's just like, I try, baby, I try. Women, we don't, there's certain women that may cheat for the physical, but I do believe overall,
More about
women
what
is
I'm
more
not
emotion.
doing.
Because
Right.
I don't believe it starts with, I don't believe it starts with the sex for women. I believe it starts with the outfit
Right.
is nice.
Because you-
and your
right.
husband didn't, your boyfriend didn't say it. You're dating.
Right.
It's more emotional trust.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
If he
Yes.
noticed me,
Yes.
he sees me, I'm here,
attention.
so I want to open that up to him because
Right.
he sees me. I'm not invisible to him. So it's not even that I really want you like that, but it's something in you that wants me, and I believe I should.
Now,
you
for
know.
men, like my husband always said, we watch Maury, we watch Jerry. I'm like, oh my God, this girl is atrocious, and whatever.
Right.
And he be like, babe, but you don't understand. I'm like, well, make me understand.
Right.
Let me see what you see.
Right.
Because I'm getting heated.
Right.
It's like, no, it doesn't always have to be physical with us. It could be something that we're not getting. It may be the simple, I love you. It could be anything. The same thing that y'all need, we need, but it's in a
Right.
different
They're not
form.
gonna say
So
it,
it's
and they're not
not,
gonna say they
he
need
said,
it.
right,
We'll
it's not.
say, you don't bring me flowers. You don't say you love
Right,
me.
but they're not gonna say.
He's not gonna say, he's not gonna
They're not
say
as
that.
vocal.
Right.
But I think when it comes to relationships in general, it's a case-by-case basis. For my husband at this point, with everything that we've been through, putting a stamp on it, put a knife in it. If he cheated, it would be done. Because I've done and gone
I've
through
done my
so
part.
much. I've gone over. I done
Yeah.
carried the mountain. Moses done parted the sea. I done stepped in. I done shoved the giant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for
Right.
that part, for him, yes. But
Right.
I understand that, you know, temptation is out there.
Right.
You know, you get tempted, I get tempted, but I realize what I have. Is it worth losing?
Right.
That's what I think about.
Yeah, but I do have to say this, going back to the domestic violence part, though. You know, there are some people that throughout their lives, this is what they've seen between their parents, or, you know, it's generational, and it's something that they have to break away from, right? And so I think that the fact that you haven't gone to get help before we got
Is
into
your
this
problem.
relationship
Is
is
the
the
issue.
problem.
Lack of
It shows
responsibility.
that you don't
Yeah,
love
Lack of
me.
responsibility.
You
Yeah.
don't love me enough to go help
And make sure I'm
yourself
safe.
and make sure I'm safe. So I just wanted to put that in there because there
Yeah.
are some people
true.
that by generation have this in there.
Yeah. Right.
And
You're right.
they
That's
see it,
what
and
we
they
write the
see
curse,
it.
the
They see it
generational
between
curse,
their
right.
mother and their father, and they say, "Oh,
Right.
this is love."
Yeah.
But this ain't
And
love.
my mother took it.
And my mother
You know,
took it.
so
My grandmother
she's
took
okay.
it.
She lived, she made it. But the thing is that, you know, that may not be your issue. So you don't want to wait till it's too late. You
Right,
know,
yeah.
and that goes back to dealing with things before you get married. Know what you're getting yourself into.
Exactly.
Look, how was your mother and father's relationship? Look here, this is what it was. Like, I saw this, I saw that. So then sometimes it should be a red flag. Like, okay, his mother's views, he watched that. We need to talk. You need to go, no, babe, I'm good. No, you're not.
No,
You're not good. And you might be good, but I need to make sure you're
Exactly.
And this is
Yeah.
what I wanted to say, and we're gonna kind of wrap it up after this. What I wanted to say is that we as people, period, do not use the dating process to its full advantage.
Exactly.
The dating process is supposed to be exactly what it is. We're dating them to get to know them. This should be the question and answer time.
Right.
I'm gonna ask you the crazies.
We don't
Was your mother a drunkard?
love you. Right.
Was your father? I'm gonna ask you all of that because I need
Were
to
you
know
ever sexually abused?
enough about you to even want to get into a relationship.
But you
with
know what?
You
Now
feel me?
people are not doing that until after they say I love you, because
And that's the
I
problem.
love you was like the gate to now we're serious. Tell me about yourself.
Right.
No, and it should be the other way around. Exactly. We should use this time as basically an interviewing period.
Right.
I need to get to know more about you so that later we can have future endeavors.
Right.
But it's
and
not
we,
gonna
and
be
we
that
can
way.
get, we can get to the place where we say, okay, you're here, you're there. Can I move forward with this? Can you move forward with this? Are you willing to work with me to get help with this?
Right.
Am I willing to work with you to get help with this? And we need to come to a common ground and say, if we're willing to do that with where we are in this dating, then we can move forward. And if not, it's been real, I love you, I can be your friend, and we can make it work. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And if it does, it does.
And be okay with being alone.
And be okay with being by yourself, not lonely.
Which is not a bad thing.
No, you know what? You will never be lonely if you love the person you're lonely with.
Right.
Which is yourself.
And that's the thing.
Right.
So, that was good. And that was a good way to end it.
Yeah.
Never be lonely if you love the person that you're lonely with.
Which is
I love
yourself.
that.
Which is yourself.
Well, ladies,
Very
thank
good.
you so much.
Give yourself a
That was beautiful. We thank you so much for coming on
Yes,
the show.
thank you so much.
This, like, it was awesome. And then I feel like we need to have a part 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes, yes.
I'm Asia.
And I'm Tisha, and this is Tale of Two Ladies.